You got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, feel that. Raise your hands up, raise them up.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Forex Trading Asia Daily Currency Call. This is episode 333. So it's the 14th of July, 11 a.m. GMT plus 8 right here in Singapore. So if it's your first time here, a big welcome. We do this currency call every Monday to Friday, and the currencies we analyze, the schedule is as follows: Monday, Aussie and Kiwi; Tuesday, Euro; Wednesday, Pound; Thursday, Yen and Gold; and Friday, the Canadian dollar and cryptocurrencies. So in this currency call, you will get market economic updates, key support resistance levels, trade ideas, and more. This currency call is going to be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and short-term traders. Here, we will be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential targets and risks. So a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speakers. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Okay, so what are the top items of interest this week? We had the RBNZ rates statement released just slightly earlier at 10 a.m. just then. And we have the BOC monetary policy decision, which will be at 10 p.m. tonight. So I'm going to get Lim Hong here, currency analyst at LCMS Traders, to share with us his views about both events. Lim Hong.
All right, thank you, Junwei, and happy Wednesday, everyone. Okay, before I dive into the RBNZ, okay, so I just realized that, well, not just realized, but I remembered that there was a US CPI data released yesterday, okay? So let me just show you the data. Okay, so we actually see, I would say, an impressive CPI data released yesterday, okay? Headline inflation on the monthly basis rose by 0.9%, okay? Core inflation 0.9% as well, okay? No, so what's the big deal about this? Okay, headline inflation was reported to be the highest, okay, to increase by the highest rate since June 2008, which is like, wow, you know, some few years back. So on the yearly basis, okay, inflation rose by 5.4% for the headline inflation data, and the core inflation was 4.5%, which is really way above what was previously released. Okay, so the main drivers behind this whole inflation spike this time around in June, well, I guess it's pretty much expected. Okay, used cars and trucks prices was the main lead for this spike in inflation. Okay, I think it rose. I think that section by itself rose by around 10%. Okay, oil prices contributed to it as well. Okay, now you guys might be wondering why. Well, oil prices, we can understand it's because of the tensions between OPEC and UAE. Okay, so that issue hasn't been resolved, and that eventually led to a rise in oil prices. Okay, because the supply. There was still a supply deficit going on. All right. Now, for used cars and trucks prices, why is it that it actually impacts the why is it that the prices of used cars and trucks prices has been increasing? Okay, this is basically because of the global issue, okay, of the chip shortages. All right, which led to reduced automobile production. Okay, now reduced automobile production means there's lack of supply of first-hand vehicles, all right, cars, trucks, and vehicles, right? So these actually lead to people going for second-hand used cars and trucks. So this actually led to a strong rise in inflation, okay, which is basically the main driver of inflation, I would say, the US inflation for the past I think few months. Okay, now so with this whole rise in inflation thing, it is inevitable that we will have to go on to to think about what the Fed actually thinks about this whole rise in inflation, correct? So actually we don't have to wait till the next monetary policy meeting by the Fed to actually have a peek into what Jerome Powell is thinking about this rise in inflation. Because tomorrow at 0000, midnight GMT +8, Jerome Powell will be testifying on the monetary policy report that was recently being released, before the House of Financial Services Committee, So the thing is, no doubt for sure, they, the committee members, the House of Financial Services Committee members, for sure they are going to ask, Jerome Powell about this whole, rise in inflation in June, So you may actually be getting a peek into what he thinks about the whole rise in inflation. Actually, I think yesterday, it was just yesterday or earlier today, there was a talk given by one of the FOMC members. I think it was Delhi. So she was actually saying that she actually shared her view on this rise in inflation in June. So I think she said something like it's expected. So everyone is saying it's expected and things like that. So the key point that we want to know, from the Fed, be it tonight during his testimony or the next time round during his during the next monetary policy meeting, is whether they feel that inflation in the US is still transitory. Are they still going to be downplaying the whole spike in inflation? I mean, come on, inflation is like on an annual basis, inflation is like rising at 5.4%, 4 point something percent, which is way above the Fed's target of 2 to 3%, right? Yes, I know they are they have adopted the new average inflation targeting, but how long are they going to allow inflation to be way beyond 2% before they actually start to unwind their quantitative easing? So this is something that we have to pay attention to, right? Now moving on to the next item. Wow, the next one item gets even more and more blockbuster, I would say. RBNZ monetary policy decision, at 10 GMT +8, just like 1 hour ago. So to many surprise, well, actually it's not that surprising, but I actually personally feel that it's quite surprising that the RBNZ, the RBNZ actually ended the LSAP program. LSAP, the large-scale assets purchase program, is actually one of the 2 quantitative easing program taken up by the central bank. So rates remain unchanged at 0.25%, but they actually announced that they will be ending this program, this QE program, by next Friday, 23rd of July. So the reason why I find that it's surprising is because there's no press conference, right? There's no press conference this time around, and it seems like they just ended it, put it in the rate statement, and say that because of good economic conditions, recovery in New Zealand, and the good handling of the COVID situation in New Zealand as well. Which is why we are we feel that it's actually appropriate to end the QE program. Let me show you the statement. So this is the statement, short and sweet, I would say. The Reserve Bank will halt additional asset purchase under the LSAP program by 23rd July. And so I was saying that the LSAP program is actually one of the 2 parts of the quantitative easing program, right? So the other one, being the FLP, which is the funding for lending program, remains unchanged. So I would say this is a very hawkish move from the central bank. Now with this whole halting of LSAP program, is that the end? You guys may be wondering, is that the end of QE and things like that? I mean, yes, funding for lending program is still going on, but what we want to know is there a chance, that the LSAP program will be coming back? Yes, unfortunately. Of course, we hope that it will not be coming back, because if it were to come back, that means, so let me show you this part over here. Where is it? Noted, numbers noted. Let me just do a quick search. Why do I say that it's possible that it will be coming back? Over here, it stated that members noted that the LSAP program remains an important tool for supporting the efficient functioning of the New Zealand debt market if required, and remains an important monetary policy tool if needed. Okay, of course, we hope that the tool will remain in its toolbox, not be used in future, right? But this actually tells us that, yes, although the central bank has already halted the LSAT program, but this does not signify the end of quantitative easing, okay, from the LSAT point of view. So it still may be coming back, okay, but of course it depends on how the COVID situation in New Zealand turns out, okay. Hopefully, they are maintaining their good job, doing a good job over in New Zealand, and hopefully the economic data releases will be good in the future as well, okay. So with that, okay, we can actually look forward to the next meeting. Okay, the next meeting will be held on 18th of August. Why is it that we should be looking forward to the next meeting as well? Okay, now that QE has been halted, it's because during the next meeting, they will be the central bank will be releasing the monetary policy statement, okay, which comes with the economic projections, okay, and press conference will be held. So I strongly believe the governor of the central bank, Adrian Orr, will actually address the public on the whole halting of LSAT program, and with the updated set of economic projections being released, we will know where the central bank feels the economy stands. Okay, now at the moment, okay, the market is actually expecting a rate hike in 2021 November. All right, so it's actually quite bullish, I would say, coming from the market. So the next meeting I hope the next meeting will actually shed some light into, more details about the rate hike, the potential rate hike. Okay, remember that the previous meeting, when they actually released the economic projection, the central bank actually started showing started projecting when the first rate hike will be, which is 2022. Okay, so not sure if they're going to bring forward and make any adjustments and things like that, but yeah, it's something that we should be looking forward to. Okay, so okay, with this, this whole US CPI, going up, and testimony, and RBNZ, halting the quantitative easing program. Okay, we should be expecting quite a lot of volatility. However, I would like to urge the traders out there that, if you are trading, just try to keep your trade short term, okay, especially tonight when the Fed chairman Jerome Powell is giving his testimony, okay, because I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about the inflation and things like that, but prices may be moving and things like that. All right, now with that, we will move on from one monetary policy meeting to the next, okay, which is the upcoming one by the Bank of Canada. Okay, now so the meeting will be held at 2200 hours GMT plus 8, okay, today. And personally, I feel that they are going to be doing a quantitative easing tapering. Okay, now why is that the case? Let's just talk about the whole COVID situation in Canada. Okay, so it has been short and sweet. All right, it has been improving well. Okay, in short, it has been improving well, with speedy vaccinations program going on and things like that. Okay, that's for the COVID. Now, economic data wise, let's just look at, okay, so this over here, June 9th, okay, this is actually the previous policy meeting. Now, since then, we have seen that housing starts data, increase, and that's for May. Okay, CPI data for May has increased as well. Okay, core retail sales, this is for April. Remember that back in April there was a brief lockdown in Canada, okay, which led to the decline in consumer spending. So this is April, is pretty much stale news, I would say. GDP is for April as well, so stale news. Building permit, yes, building permit has declined, but as compared to the major indicators for the monetary policy adjustments, this is actually quite, I would say, minor. All right. Employment for June, 230,000 jobs. This data was actually released last week, and we actually see a strong increase in jobs for the month of June. Okay, leading up to the meeting tonight. All right. So as you can see that in general, economic data releases in Canada has been very strong. Okay, which is why I actually personally feel that there will be a further tapering. Okay, the last time around when they did the tapering was back in April 21st during their meeting. Okay, so they actually reduced the weekly assets purchase from $4 billion to $3 billion. So yeah, this time around I'm expecting them to do a further cut in quantitative easing. So let me see if okay, so this is for the economic data, right? So and by the way, there will be a press conference going on at 2300 hours GMT plus 8 as well. So I think it all kind of like ties up just nice, because if they were to carry out any tapering of the quantitative easing, then Bank of Canada Governor McCallum will probably be addressing the public in the press conference, answering questions on where do they see themselves at, or when will the first rate hike be taking place. Okay, so many major news going on this week. So I would say, yeah, once again, I just want to repeat that just keep your trades short term, and if you are scalpers, good for you. Just trade short terms, take a profit and run, because yeah, volatility will be coming up very very frequently this week. And yeah, with the testimony going on, we'll definitely be seeing a lot of volatility. All right. With that, I will update you guys again tomorrow, okay, on anything that Jerome Powell said during his testimony, and also on the Bank of Canada monetary policy decision. Okay. With that, I'll hand it back to Junwei.
Actually, can I jump in here quickly?
Mhm.
As Kim Hong was just talking about the US CAD, the Bank of Canada with the rate decision, and I like how Kim Hong thinks that there's going to be a taper, because I think there's going to be a taper as well. Just a quick jump in here is, tonight being Wednesday night, we do have our live trading session. For all Traders Club members, I will be jumping onto tonight's call. I will be trading the Bank of Canada news release live together with you. So you can not only trade with me, you can not only watch me trade, you can trade together with me. I hope that we'll be jumping into trades, short-term trades, right? This will be jumping in possibly before the news and possibly during the news. We will be trading together tonight. I don't think we will start at 8 o'clock. I think we'll start at 9 and all the way through to the news at 10 o'clock. If it looks interesting, we'll continue on to the press conference. If we've made enough money already, then we'll end it when the news is after the news is released and we've made the good trades. So Traders Club members, make sure you check out the platform. We'll keep you updated on the timing of the live trading session. But tonight I will be doing the live trades. Okay, I know Scott is raring to share about the DX. Why I think that tonight is going to be one of those sessions that you have to attend. And we've got hundreds of people on the Traders Club already. Make sure you jump in early because space is limited. Why I think it's going to be quite a good trading session tonight is because if you look at the New Zealand dollar that we spoke about on Monday, Monday I was saying that it was going to come down and test this 69 level, this 69 zone, and because of the news, we did talk about a possible taper coming from the RBNZ. With that taper, we saw that move up towards this 70.13 level, which is a good 80-something pip move upwards already. So at this point, if you missed the news, which Kim Hong went into the details of why we saw it shooting up. If you missed the news and you missed this trade, you've missed out on that 80 over pips. Don't miss it out tonight. Tonight with the US CAD on the H4 time frame here, I think that there's a lot of possibility with a taper. I think we're going to see some good movements from this point. Okay, so again, live trading session tonight on the Bank of Canada's possible taper.
Hey, thanks for that, Jin. Yeah, so if you guys are not in the Traders Club already, make sure you just click on the link in the chat, tradersclub.rcms.com.sg, and join the Traders Club. It's just $49 a month subscription, and you get to attend the webinars and a lot of other features that you can check out on the website. Yeah, but the key thing is if you want to join the live trading session tonight, you have to subscribe to the club. So check out the link. All right, so with that, I'm going to pass the time now to Scott for our dollar index as we head to the charts. Scott.
All right, and it's going to be hard to beat all of that, but that is very exciting, guys. So make sure you keep the diary clear because, like Jin mentioned, things take a little time to develop, and that's what we're seeing here because the US revealed its cards a little bit with the CPI data. Couldn't break 92.70 really. It's coming back down, looking like it will hold here as well. And what we look for is catalysts from a fundamental perspective in line with the technicals that are constructed correctly in regards to the levels. And, you know, with the US dollar, we obviously saw it react in a bullish sense, which, you know, wasn't a surprise really given as Kim Hong went into detail about the beat on CPI, and things are looking like they are just getting more expensive. And now what I do have just to discuss briefly is we had James Bullard on Tuesday discussed the fact that, you know, now would be an appropriate time to, you know, think about tapering as well. But, you know, he's been in line with this sort of language before that, but I do want to point that out. So that probably helped boost the US dollar. But, you know, again, it respected that level that's been well established. So with the US dollar, really now until we get that news release from the Bank of Canada, there's not a lot of news out there. There's Jerome Powell testifying, but that's after the Canadian news that comes out. So it's poised really for a nice pullback in the US dollar because it has shot up quite rapidly. And if we go to the hourly time frame, you can see really that it's respected this level previously if I zoom out. So nice opportunities to be taken. And again, if you did miss out on that New Zealand buy trade, tonight would be optimal because you've got the kindling there, you've got it fueled up, and just whatever the Bank of Canada says, the market's very sensitive to anything mentioning of tapering, and it's very likely that that will happen as well. So those are my thoughts. Downside is definitely probably present here in the US dollar for today's session are my thoughts.
All right, thanks for that, Scott. So today is Wednesday. The currency focus is pound. So again, I'm going to get Jin here, Jin Bao Tai from LCMS, founder of LCMS Traders and a multi-million-dollar trader, trading an account with more than $15 million on a daily basis. All right, Jin, I'll pass it to you for the currency focus, pound.
All right, thanks for that, Jinwei. So, you know, in the overall scheme of things, you know, with the way the New Zealand dollar has been moving, with the way the dollar with the CPI release yesterday has strengthened the dollar a little bit, the pound actually seems to be paling in comparison. But looking at the pound dollar, before we do that, we need to look into the news, as in what could push the pound dollar significantly higher or lower. First you need to do is to jump onto forextradingasia.com, head to the economic calendar. And today being Wednesday, we've had the RBNZ rate statement and news release here already. But look at it, at 1400 hours, GMT plus 8, we do have the UK CPI number to be released. It was a 0.6%, expecting a 0.2 for the month on month, and year on year, expecting to go from a 2.1 to a 2.2%. At this point, I feel that we might actually see a better than expected number, especially on the month on month. This also could be because of what we saw last night with the US CPI number being a lot better than expected. What we usually see is some sort of a correlation with US CPI and the UK CPI, although there is a slight delay, okay? So and also magnitude. So I think that we might see possibly a good number here to be released at 1400 hours. Could be about a 0.3, 0.3 or 0.4, but we'll see how that goes. And then CPI year on year, possibly a 2.2 or 2.3. So I think that we might see some good news from the UK today, slightly later today. And then also keeping in line with the pound, we do have a lot of employment numbers to be released tomorrow, with claimant count numbers possibly looking at a good uptick, employment change numbers looking at 90K, and unemployment rate holding steady at a 4.7%. So what I see here is, in terms of the pound dollar, we could actually see some stability, and possibly even some strength coming around for the pound dollar. Recently, just over the last couple of candles, we saw it drop. This is the pound dollar in the H4 time frame. We saw it hit that 1.3911 level and turn down, breaking below that 1.3836. At this point, I think that with the news to be released, with some possible retracements in the dollar index or the dollar strength, I think that we could see the pound come back up and test this 1.3836 level and possibly break even higher, break back up towards that 1.3911 level. I don't think it'll take that long. Okay, so I think it might happen like that. I think that we could actually see it turn back up and break higher towards 1.3911. This will depend on whether it can break this resistance level. I would say that if you're looking for buying opportunities with this trade, then look at 1.3845, very close. You could have a 25 pip stop loss for a good 50 pip take profit level, 1:2 risk reward ratio towards the upside, back towards the 1.3911 level. So if we expect the pound dollar to go up, what could happen on the euro pound is for it to test lower. The inverse relationship, we could see it test lower at this point. I think that it might come down towards 8495, but we might see some retracement back up before that bounce back down again. So I would look for it to test 8538, reject 8538, then sell it back down. I would say that about 8530, below 8530, you have a tight stop loss of 20 pips for a good take profit of about 30 pips. This will be a trade that you have to manage quite closely because it's been a long time since it broke below 8538. You can see that over the last couple of weeks, we haven't gone into this territory yet. And if I zoomed out even further, it's been a very long time since we came to this point. So expect a lot of volatility. This is not a trade that you want to set and forget. This will be something that you have to set and manage quite closely. Okay, so as I was just sharing just then, we saw the New Zealand dollar sitting at 7013 now. You would be a bit too late to jump into this trade. Could it break higher? Possibly, but you're a bit late at this point. I think that there are a lot of opportunities to come on the Aussie dollar, which I shared on Monday. It has tested that 7452 level. Is it going to bounce up? Is it going to continue higher? You would have to watch the previous videos or stay tuned on the Traders Club, and then we can tell you more as it happens. And you know, I keep referring to the Traders Club. I keep telling you about the Traders Club. I've said Traders Club like 10 times over the last minute already. What is the Traders Club? The Traders Club is the platform where you want to get onto. Okay, that's not the Traders Club. Let me move that away. Okay, the Traders Club is, the link is there, tradersclub.lcms.com.sg. You want to head onto this where, you know, we tell you all about how to trade, what to do, coach you, guide you, share all that information with you. And it's only for $49 a month. You could join for 1 month, you could join for 2 months, you could join for a year. You could, if you're serious about your trades, you would join, use it, and get all that benefits from that point. What we have here on the Traders Club is this platform, this EchoFin platform, where we have all the trade ideas. We have that trading floor where we talk about how to trade better, right? We have people sharing, Sirin, and I keep referring to Sirin doing in the chat on the call here. She was sharing about the AJ trade. We have people talking about the Scott talking about dollar index, talking about the US economy. So you get live updates. If you're trading, you're possibly trading alone right now. Trading alone sucks. Trading alone is the worst thing you can do. What you're going to be doing is trading with a community where people are sharing with you ideas about news, when it's released, when is a good time to enter, when is a bad time to enter. If the pound dollar is outside of Bollinger Band, close out the trade. Don't get greedy. Something to keep you in check. So we have all that there. The chats are all there, giving you all the information about bonds affecting currencies, how the dollar might reverse. Those of you who are joining us from the Telegram channel, you get all that signals there. But I tell you, here's a little secret. I know people have been reaching out to me and say, Telegram channel is great, but it's late. I can't get into that trade. It's late. Why is the Telegram channel late? Because we release it first in the Traders Club. We give it to you first in the Traders Club. 5 minutes later, then we tell it to you in the Telegram channel. Unfortunately, because the Telegram channel is free, so we give it to our Traders Club members first in the platform here with the signals telling you exactly where to buy, where to sell, take profit levels 1, 2, and 3, and also so that you gain some independence. We teach you why we're getting into the trades. We give you all the reasons why we're getting into the trades, and also recommend to you whether to hold or to get out of a trade. I give you take profits level 1, 2, and 3. You are sitting there, you don't know whether to get out at 1, 2, or 3. We tell you here exactly whether to get out at 1, 2, or 3, depending on your risk profile. So it's all there. And not just that, tonight, as again a reminder, live trading session on Wednesday tonight, I will be trading together with you the Bank of Canada's rate decision and also possibly the taper. If those of you who are going to be trading, make sure you join the session, because I'll be trading a live account. This is not a demo. This is not games. This is not fun and games. This is all live accounts. We will be trading live together so that we make money together, right? Those of you who are not already on the Traders Club, again, the link is there. Make sure you jump onto the site, click 49 a month, sign up. Even if you do it just for tonight, I'm sure, depending on your trading account, I'm sure you'll make that kind of money back. If you're on a $49 trading account, then yeah, you won't make the money back. But if you're on a reasonable trading account, I'm sure you will see significant benefit from that. Okay, so with all that said, okay, I got a question. Approximately how many pips you make on the Traders Club? Carlos, if you look at just the signals alone, I think we're making like thousands of pips in a month, right? Thousands of pips in a month. It depends on whether you are diligent with jumping onto trades or not. The Traders Club is not the automatic trade making, pip making solution. We do have an automatic pip making solution, but I'll tell you more about that when you jump onto the Traders Club. But the Traders Club is there for you to learn how to trade better, for you to jump onto trade signals earlier, and also to ask questions and to find out more to build that independence. Okay, so Carlos, make sure you jump onto the Traders Club. And James, time to trade tonight during the news. The news will be released at 10 o'clock. The news will be released at 10 o'clock GMT +8 Singapore time. So I'm still undecided whether we will do it before the news, right? We'll do it before the news, tell you how to enter a trade possibly before the news, and then lead on to trading during the news. So if you are on the club, make sure you keep checking it, because I'll update you on the timing of the session. Okay. Doreen, if you're trying to join the Traders Club, what is the Facebook URL? Don't jump onto the Facebook URL, jump onto the site. The site is there, and then you can sign up from that point so that you can, Facebook URL is going to be a very slow process. Jump onto the site, get on board straight away. Any other questions? By joining the Traders Club, is there any real-time trading signal on the Telegram channel? Aria, if I got your name right, Aria, the Traders Club, the EchoFin platform will give you the real time. We're not going to use Telegram. Telegram is going to be slower. We're going to have the dedicated app to give you the real time trade signals, the real time trade signals. So if you're on Telegram, you get it 5 minutes late. If you jump onto Traders Club with the app, you get it as quickly as we send it out. Any other questions? If not, I'll hand it back to Chinwei.
Okay, yeah, thanks for that, Jin. Yeah, so I have just pasted the link to the Traders Club. So you're gonna, like Jin said, you're gonna join the session tonight and following sessions next, the future sessions, next few weeks, or even next few months. Yeah, do join the Traders Club and get the signals from the app, everything that Jin mentioned, and on the website. All right, so we've come to the end of the session. We will see you guys tomorrow, which is Thursday, for the Yen and Gold. Thank you so much. Goodbye.